Ryan here. Hey guys, Ryan here. And today I just got done watching the Charlotte Roval Bank of America 400 and whew, man. That was not a calm race by any stretch of the imagination for anyone, I don't think. Like, looking at the way this race played out, you had the collapse, I would say, of the finishing of four drivers. Clint Bowyer looked like a potential race winner late in the, midway through this race, winning stage 2, having a strong car, then lost power steering. Fought back for a very strong 10th place. And then you had the probably most notable collapse, which has been the collapse that's been happening all year for Kyle Busch, as Kyle Busch is now officially out of the playoffs and has zero chance of a championship in 2020. Really, I think this is kind of something. I mean, even Kyle saw it coming from before the round began. He didn't have the playoff points. These were not his three best tracks, and he's had, in particular, lack of speed in these three races. Looked like he might have had something had Chase Elliott not been as good, but that kind of shifts the other side of the narrative. You had the guys who have finished their collapse, and then you had the rise, really, and the continuation of the Chase Elliott dominance on these right-handed corners of the road courses, as he claims his fourth checkered flag in a row at the road courses. I kind of thought Chase Elliott was kind of my pick coming into it. I think I mentioned that in my video yesterday before the Xfinity race, and also over there I did predict Allmendinger's experience in the nighttime road course racing proving to be good enough for him to not make a mistake that someone like Chase Briscoe might, which ended up playing out exactly true. But enough patting myself on the back. Let's actually talk about the race itself. Yeah, really it was a lot about just kind of the parade of Kyle Busch being out of the playoffs. For some, I'm sure that was a joyous parade. For some, I'm sure that was a very upsetting parade. For me, it was just kind of, yeah, you knew it was going to happen. So I kind of knew going into this race there was no chance. I let myself get my hopes up that maybe Kyle would find a way through, but yeah, it just never really materialized. He ran out of fuel late in this race and finished, where did he finish? He ended up finishing 30th, so yeah, just not a good race for Kyle Busch. Definitely not helping his case any, but I guess the good thing there is that it means he'll only be focusing on wins for the rest of the season, so maybe he can get that win finally to get the 2020 monkey off his back. We're also one day closer to the end of 2020, so hopefully we can all get that monkey off our backs, and hopefully 2021 is a better year. But really, I think this is just kind of establishing more and more who the Final Four are going to be. I think your Final Four pretty solidly are going to end up being Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and then, if nothing crazy happens, Chase Elliott. I mean, Chase Elliott's good at Kansas. He's good at Texas. He's pretty good at Martinsville. So I think 3 solid finishes there. I think he can outpoint Logano as long as Logano doesn't win there. So the big question mark is going to be who of Logano, Logano, Truex, Bowman, and Kurt Busch, who of them can manage to get a win to maybe be one of those Final Four at home or at Phoenix this year. Going into Kansas next week, I would probably say that's going to be a Denny Hamlin versus Kevin Harvick versus Chase Elliott battle. Not traditionally Brad Keselowski's best track. He actually saw, I think, a 20-plus point lead evaporate in overtime there at that track last year, so which actually got Chase Elliott in to this final 8 last year. Then you have the Texas Speedway, which is almost certainly going to be a Kevin Harvick domination race. So I would anticipate that, though. Solid top 10s for Hamlin, Keselowski, and Elliott would be expected there. Then you've got the Martinsville Speedway, which is known for usually having some bump and runs. I'd say that's probably going to be a Denny Hamlin runaway race, and with Chase Elliott somewhere in there. I just really don't see the... I mean, I guess maybe Truex getting in there as well would be another driver that you could see dominate there. I mean, he won the last 2 Martinsville races, so... yeah, those would be probably my my thoughts on these next few races, because I'm not going to be doing prediction videos before all of them. I mainly did one before this race because this race weekend presented something we haven't seen in the Cup Series in a while, which is a technically wet race, a wet road course. Now, in all reality, the rain never added anything after the race started, or at least nothing significant like we saw in the Xfinity race, but it definitely, the wet track definitely played to ending a few guys early. In particular, guys like, I know Blaney spun in the water as the race leader late in this thing and should have been a caution. They never threw it. But he spun around in front of everybody, and you had Kenseth wreck into the barrier late under caution. Not really sure what happened there, but that certainly didn't make him look too much better. So yeah, so we're just kind of waiting for the finish to be officialized, because this tech inspection hasn't been completed yet, but I would anticipate, I don't really see many avenues where anything changes. Austin Dillon, his miracle run through the playoffs does come to an end here. So, yeah, Jimmy Johnson, 13th in his final road course race, potentially, of his NASCAR career. Solid finish there. So yeah, Matt Kenseth one lap down. Blaney actually got back to a 5th place finish after that spin. Did not realize that. Cole Custer, best finishing rookie at the Roval. So, first time at the Roval, and he ends up top 10, along with Boyer. Harvick actually misses out on the top 10. Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece was one of those guys that late in kind of the middle stage of this race, once Clint Boyer fell back with his issues, Ryan Preece rose and led a good portion of this race, really, I think, raising his stock for next year by running well at the road course. And they kind of mentioned it. A lot of these drivers trying to show that, hey, I can race on these road courses, and we've got 6 of them next year. I mean, 6 out of 36 races. I mean, that's a lot of road courses for next year. You had guys like Ty Dillon winning stage 1. I mean, he was definitely brave to put those slicks on as early as he did, because everybody had to start on wets because of the track condition. But Ty Dillon went to those slicks early on, and he made it work, and ended up gaining a ton of time and winning that first stage. Even after a late caution in the stage, set them up for a 1-lap dash, and from the restart, and he was just able to pull it off and get it. Ended up with a 23rd place finish, but massive props to him. Greg Galding was running up in the top 15 late in this race. I was surprised by that one myself. I saw him up in the 13th and was kind of surprised to see that one. But yeah, Newman, McDowell, some guys that I kind of expected would do better, ended up having spins and wrecks late in the race where they just kind of... Well, I don't really know whatever happened to McDowell, but I remember Newman got tapped on the bumper by someone and spun out. But yeah, so... definitely a calmer race than yesterday's race, but in the end, Chase Elliott does win his 4th straight race on the road courses and really sets himself up as a road course expert. And if he can win 2 of the first 2 next year, which I guess... I'm not going to count the non-points race for the Clash. So Circuit of the Americas and Sonoma, I think, are the first 2. So if he can win those 2, which are both tracks he has not won yet, it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see if he can tie and maybe even break Jeff Gordon's record. But other than that, that's pretty much everything from this race. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below your guys' thoughts on the race, and that's pretty much everything. So I will see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever you guys decide to do for the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye!